Street Journal is reporting a new study shows people who abuse marijuana are more likely to be diagnosed with depression and bipolar disorder. Well, joining us now to talk about it, our 9 News parenting expert, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler. So this study found that people diagnosed with the cannabis use disorder are almost twice as likely to be later diagnosed with clinical depression. So first tell us about cannabis use disorder. What is that?
Yeah, so we use the DSM-5 to diagnose people, and there is a cannabis use disorder.
What is the DSM-5?
So the DSM-5 is what we use, the Diagnostical Statistical Manual. So it's just what we use to diagnose people. And I think a lot of people don't realize that you can be addicted to marijuana, and what you know is people have withdrawals, they're craving it, their work and their family relationships are disrupted. That's how you sort of on a high level would know that this is problematic. It's problematic, chronic, heavy use. And so in Denmark, they did this study where everyone over the age of 16 since 1995 to 2021 was studied, every citizen, and they looked for all these patterns. And what they found was if somebody had come in with that qualified for cannabis use disorder, they were more likely to have not only depression, anxiety, but also schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. So this is really an important outcome of a study that's longitudinal, sort of like nothing we've ever had before.
And any reason why? I mean, I think we sometimes hear about younger people and how hard it is because the brain isn't fully developed till a certain age, but why? Why does this lead to depression and bipolar?
Well, the first piece is you're onto something, that the younger that somebody has this diagnosis, this heavy use of marijuana, the more likely they were down the line to have these diagnoses. That's the first part of it. Second part of it is we don't totally understand. We know that it has multifactorial, really. So it's genetics and family environment and, stressors and things like that. But what we do know is that sometimes people think, well, maybe it's the reverse. Maybe what they originally came with was some depression or anxiety.
Right.
People use marijuana to get it better. And I think this is one of the first studies that says, no, let's be clear. We meaning the researchers, really took that piece out. They took that variable out to see. And according to the study, this is the findings that came out. It's not the reverse. It actually is using heavy cannabis leads to potential psychosis, and a lot of people don't realize that. We've known that for years.
That wasn't what they were looking for necessarily. They had an open mind when they began the study. They weren't looking to see this. Have other studies indicated anything like this?
This psychosis piece definitely has been replicated. We know, I think what people don't understand is that you can consume marijuana to the point of toxicity. And so there is that piece around, yes, this can be toxic. We see people going to the ER with having too much cannabis in their system. And so, yes, we've seen if you have a predisposition to mental health issues, too much cannabis use can lead to psychotic depression or just psychosis in general.
And it is counterintuitive because so many people that do use often say, this is the way I can relax, this is the way I can come down from a difficult day. So what do we take away from this, and how concerned should some people be?
Well, I think that what I would take from this is really watch your use. There isn't a certain amount. With alcohol, there's sort of a guideline like, hey, don't drink more than 2 drinks a day. There's this loose guideline. We don't have that because with THC, with marijuana, you never know the potency of what you're taking. You don't know those things, and it varies. It seems to vary a lot by person. So what you should take from this is if your marijuana use is problematic, you crave it, you have withdrawals when you don't have it, your friends, your family, work is saying, I'm not comfortable with this, that should be a sign that your use might be problematic. And again, down the road, it could make even your physical and mental health even worse.
It'll be interesting to see the continuing studies, but also hopefully that the people who do struggle with this find help as well.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, it's always good to see you, even on a Monday.
Even on Monday.
Thanks.